she's safe. All right, guys. Before I forget, I have issues. Sorry. Before I forget, after the show, if anybody's interested, Lisa will be out behind this group down here. She has this baby alligator. If you'd like to hold it, take a picture with your own camera. She charges you $5. I guess that's kind of a cool tourist thing to do. I say save your money. I'll let you hop in the water, grab a couple of these big ones for free, especially the kids. We save on pictures, we save on food. Everybody wins. Mom's already sold. All right, now, before we get started, I do want to explain a few things about these alligators we use in our gator shows. All the gators you see in this pit are what's known as nuisance alligators. That means they all came out of somebody's backyard, ponds, canals, swimming pools, came off the golf course, ate the neighbor's dog, something like that. You have a nuisance alligator, a trapper's usually called out, hopefully for you. He catches, removes the alligator, doesn't matter if he's 3 feet or 13 feet. He's going to charge you the same price every time. That price is nothing. Alligator removal is free in the state of Florida because the alligator is the payment. Trapper gets to keep the alligator, which he will take to a processing plant where they will kill it, and he then gets paid for the valuable meat and hide. That's where you get alligator boots, belts, handbags, wallets, stuff like that. This is the whole show, by the way, I just raked. There's gators around, so it's dangerous. It's called extreme raking. You probably heard about it. I'm trying to get in the X Games next year. I'm actually state champ 2 years running. I'm not bragging, I'm just saying.
Woo!
That is extreme raking. Thanks for coming out, guys.
Yeah.
Now, the lucky alligators I buy off the trapper, or I trap myself. I am a licensed trapper here in the state of Florida. One of the very few, if not the only, committed non-kill trapper in the whole state. There's not many non-kill trappers in the state because, quite frankly, not many people are dumb enough to work 40 to 60 hours a week for free. When I get a gator, they generally come here overnight. They'll then be relocated to a wildlife preserve and homestead. They can never truly go back to the wild. Any nuisance alligator that exceeds 4 feet in length, according to Florida state law, must be kept in captivity or be destroyed. Only 2 options. They tried to relocate them years ago. Now you just sky rats. The gator ate your dog, they put him 50 miles out in the Everglades. 2 months later, your new dog would vanish. Same gator found his way home. They'd relocate him again. 2, 3 months later, back in your house. I had a girlfriend like that one time. I'd kick it to the curb. Somehow, 2 months later, she's back on my couch soaking up the AC. I'd get rid of her again. 3 weeks later, back in the house. I finally killed her. But, hey, a woman lost her life. Show some respect. People are sick. No, I think that. Now, what we do in this pit is alligator wrestling. I have 3 or 4 guys who volunteer their time here to do these shows, not employed by the park due to liability reasons, and none of them get paid a dime. Nor should they, by the way, because one of them should be here right now, not me. The only money they do bring in comes with these tip baskets you see all along the fence line up there as well. Half of that money is supposed to go to the wrestler, the other half goes to the rescue. That's what we use to pay for food, vet bills, buy gators up on the trappers. It essentially funds the rescue. Now, the alligator wrestling we do is not like wrestling on television. People think there's going to be headlocks and body slams, and I'm going to hit him in the head with a chair or something. It's not going to happen. And thankfully for you folks, I will not dress up in spandex and jump off the top rope.
Aww.
Unless you really want to see it. All alligator wrestling is the old Seminole Indian capture techniques mimicked in a pit like this with a few stunts thrown in. Now, originally the Seminoles were not catching alligators to do a show. Alligator wrestling didn't start until late 1920s. Originally, they were catching alligators to feed their family. But you got to realize, late 1800s out in the middle of the swamp, there is no refrigeration, there's no ice, and there's no coolers. So they wanted to catch the alligator alive. And that's when the techniques that they used to catch these alligators were developed, and they were basically turned into a show later on, like I said, in the 20s, and that became alligator wrestling. I'm going to drag one of these alligators back here. I'm going to grab him by the tail. The reason I'm going to grab him by the tail, I'm going to drag him back. Just one of you guys, don't hold hands. Now, as you can see, this alligator is thrilled to do your show. That is unbridled enthusiasm, folks. It's also how we plant crops down here. Look at those nice straight rows. You would think $2 million of animatronics and see it would go where I want it to go, but just a bucket of bolts. Now, the eyes of the alligator are on top to the sides of the head. So I'm going to use a blind spot he has directly in front of his nose. Slip my hand underneath, get that head back.